A logo, it seems simple, right? Just a little symbol. But what if it was so much more? What if it was basically a story, a whole philosophy, packed into a single image? Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. We're going to deconstruct the logo for a company called Conectrr. And you'll see how every single piece of it, every line, every little glow points to a much, much bigger idea. So you look at this and yeah, it feels modern, right? It feels like a tech company. But here's the big question we're going to dig into. Is it just a logo? Or is it something else entirely? Like a whole philosophy made visible. And yeah, everything we've looked at tells us it's definitely the second one. And look at this. This one quote really says it all. This isn't just some small tweak or a refresh. Calling it a serious level up, wow, that tells you this is a massive change in what this brand is all about and how it wants you to see it. Okay, so that brings us to our first big idea here. We're going to talk about why this thing feels, well, so solid. It just has this presence, you know? It doesn't feel like your average app icon you just tap on. It feels bigger, almost like, yeah, like infrastructure. And that's really the sign of a great logo, isn't it? The best ones are never just there to look nice. They're designed, almost engineered, to get these really big, powerful ideas across. They're not just art. They're a serious strategic tool. So the big question is, how does it actually do that? All right, let's get into it. We're going to decode the visuals piece by piece. We're going to break this thing down to see what every single part really means. Okay, first up, let's look right at the heart of it. That bright, almost pulsing line, that's a waveform. And that one shape immediately makes you think of things like a signal, right? Transmission, it's like the message itself, super clear, super direct, and totally on purpose. Now look at how that signal isn't just floating around. See that? It's held inside this circular field of energy. That right there suggests everything is in focus, it's all aligned. The energy isn't just flying all over the place, it's being channeled. It has a purpose. And then, check out the bottom. That little glowing curve, almost like a horizon at dawn, that's such a smart move because it gives you this feeling of massive scale. It grounds the whole thing, makes it feel global, almost planetary. So now it's not just a signal, it's a signal that spans the whole world. So you take all those ingredients, right? You've got the signal, you've got the focused energy, and you've got this global foundation. Put them all together, and bam! It's not just one idea. The logo is communicating this whole system. Everything from a super clear signal all the way up to something as stable and big as global infrastructure. And this circles right back to that huge insight. Think about it. We live in a world of apps we delete after a week. But this logo, this visual language, is going for something way harder to find. Trust. It's trying to make you feel like it's permanent, like it's reliable, like it's important on a systemic level. The bottom line? It feels foundational. But here's the thing. This isn't just about looking cool. This whole visual strategy is tied directly to the company's core philosophy. So let's jump into that. We're moving past how it looks and diving deep into what it actually means. And you gotta understand, nothing you're seeing here is an accident. The sources are super clear on this. Every single choice, that waveform, the circle, the horizon, it was all picked for a reason. It's all part of a bigger statement. It's literally their philosophy turned into a picture. And here's the money shot. This one sentence is the whole philosophy of Conectrr boiled down. It's such a huge shift from that generic, kind of meaningless phrase, connecting people. No. Their mission is about quality, it's about clarity, it's about precision. It's about tuning the right signal, not just adding more noise to the world. Now, a philosophy that doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. And this logo, it's actually like a milestone marker. It represents a whole bunch of long-term plans all coming together. So it's kind of like a look back at where they've been, but also a giant signpost for where they're going. The source material actually lays out this whole history of ideas. You can see how this vision has been growing and evolving through other projects, from fine art to the Spectrum code to something called Intent OS. So Conectrr isn't step one. It's more like the final destination where all these different paths finally meet. So when you put it all together, the design, that core philosophy, and the whole history behind it, you just get this undeniable feeling that this is not a short-term thing. This logo was built for the long haul, to represent a platform that's thinking like 10 to 20 years down the road. Okay, so we've picked apart the visuals, we've talked about the philosophy, but there's one last piece of the puzzle, and it might be the most important one, the emotional signal. Forget what you think for a second. What does this brand want you to feel? And really, this is the biggest question in all of branding. Because you can have all the logic in the world, but brands, they live and die based on how they make us feel. So imagine you're seeing this for the very first time. What's that one gut feeling they want you to have? So what is it? Do they want you to feel powerful, capable? Or is it more about precision and clarity? Maybe it's about feeling like you belong, like you're part of something. Or hey, maybe it's just that pure excitement for what's next. Whatever they choose, that answer pretty much decides everything else they do. And that's really the final thought here. As soon as you know what you want people to feel, you can build the entire experience around delivering that feeling. The logo isn't the end of the story. Not even close. It's just the first note in the song. It's that perfectly tuned signal that sets the tone for absolutely everything that follows. And it just goes to show you, in a world that's so full of noise, maybe the most powerful thing you can have is a clear, intentional signal.